Well, we have three correspondents watching the debate in key battleground states. John Hendren is in Michigan, while Phil Lavelle and Kimberly Halkett are in Pennsylvania. Let's go first to Kimberly at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, which is the venue for the ABC News presidential debate. Kimberly, how important could this be, given the two candidates are so close in the polls now?
Well, this is really pivotal for both candidates, given the fact that the polls are so close. When you look at the average of the polls, the candidates really are separated by less than a percentage point, give or take, plus or minus. And so this is really the opportunity for the candidates to speak to those undecided voters. And in this particular battleground state, we're told about 7 to 8%, and that really is the case among many of the battleground states. So the trick for the candidates, we're told, is on the part of Kamala Harris. She's been preparing, and we're told that she's also been rehearsing with a stand-in that looks exactly like Donald Trump impersonator. And they have been zeroing in on the issue of reproductive freedoms. We understand that that is something that we could hear Kamala Harris targeting Donald Trump with. And for Donald Trump, he has been preparing at Mar-a-Lago. That's his home down in Florida. And he will be focusing on issues like foreign policy, the economy, and also the issue of the high prices when it comes to food and housing and those sorts of things, trying to really attach Kamala Harris to President Biden, saying that there really is no daylight between the two.
And Kimberly, give us a flavour of the mood there right now. I mean, how much anticipation is there?
Well, there's a lot of anticipation. I don't know if you can tell from the last time we talked an hour ago, but it's a lot louder in here than it was 60 minutes ago. And that has a lot to do with the fact that it's about to get started in here. And so the room is filling up with surrogates, as they're called. That's basically the people that are attached to the campaign, campaigning either on behalf of the vice president or on behalf of the former president. And what they're doing is, even before this debate begins, they are spinning. In other words, they're going to be sort of making the case to reporters about what is going to be said by the candidates, and then they're going to be mopping up the mess afterwards in terms of if any mistakes are made, or they're going to be trying to catapult and build on the momentum of perhaps a good attack line. So the spin room is already in full effect. They're talking to reporters. We've seen the California governor, Gavin Newsom, among others. We are trying to get them here in Jazeera. So far, they've said they're busy, but we're working on trying to get some more for you. So we'll keep you updated. But again, the countdown is on and the excitement's building.
OK, Kimberly, we'll be back with you in a short while, of course. But we're just going to take some live pictures now first. These are from outside the National Constitution Center, where Kimberly is there. These are people protesting over the plight of Palestinians and Israel's war on Gaza, and of course has not gone away and has been quite a thing in terms of the Harris campaign. We're going to come back to that, of course. Let's go back now to one of our correspondents, Phil Lavelle, who's also in Pennsylvania, with Pittsburgh voters getting ready for the debate there. Phil, a key battleground state then, with 19 electoral votes up for grabs. What's happening there now?
Well, there's a lot of excitement here too. Just like where Kimberly is, it is getting busier, and it's getting busier quickly. You know, it's a Tuesday night, so it's a work night. So people are getting off work, and now they're starting to arrive at this party in Pittsburgh. This is a party in favor of Donald Trump. So there's a lot of Donald Trump supporters here, very keen to see their man on stage and see what he makes of Kamala Harris when the two of them first meet for the first time in their lives. Let me show you what's outside here. That outside is Pittsburgh. That is Pennsylvania. That is the metaphorical jewel in the crown for both campaigns. There are some 13 million people in this state, and those votes could be crucial to deciding who takes the White House in November. Let's bring you back in here then. We're going to introduce you to some of these voters. As I say, lots of them starting to pour in. We're going to bring you over here, and I'm going to introduce you to this voter that we just met. This is Nadine. I don't need to ask who you're going to vote for, because we know why you're here, right?
Yeah, sure.
Just tell us, I'm going to ask you two questions in one. Okay. What do you hope to see tonight, and what do you expect to see tonight from Donald Trump? And are the two the same thing?
Okay. What I hope to see is Donald Trump, crushing Kamala, just totally putting her in her place, I expect to see Donald Trump being very professional. That's how he was whenever he was with did the debate against Biden. I feel like he's going to let her talk because she'll ruin things for herself if he lets her talk. She can just dig her own grave that way. So.
I mean, all the indications are that he's likely to go strong on the economy. That's his key selling point, right? She's going to come back to him, no doubt, on reproductive rights. Do you think she will have an even shot at convincing people over that?
See, the way I like how Trump put the reproductive rights, he put it away from him and put it to the states. So if she wants to push it that way towards him and he keeps pushing it back saying, hey, we're leaving it to the states, I feel like he has a good chance of overcoming that, part of the debate. So.
And here's the thing, everybody knows who Donald Trump is, right? You like him, you don't like him, whatever, but you know who he is and where he stands. One of the takes I've seen today is analysts saying, look, his votes are locked in, right? A lot of people don't know much about her. This is her opportunity to grow, to shine. So she's got more kind of wiggle room. Do you think that will be a plus for him or a negative? And how do you think he'll cope with that?
Depending on the performance today, I think if she shows her true colors, this is going to benefit Trump in the end. You know what I mean? I think he's going to win some people over. He did a great job the first time against Biden, stayed on policy. He stayed professional. He threw a little jab in here and there as needed, but he did a great job. I was very proud of him that night. I think he's going to do the same thing tonight.
Do you think she'll get under his skin? Because we're told that's one of the strategies that she's going to go for.
She will, but I don't think he's going to let it show. I think he knows that that's like one of the most important things he cannot let happen tonight is to let her get under his skin. Yep. So.
Thank you, Nadine. Thanks very much. Enjoy it. So, we've got less than an hour to go now. Obviously, people are getting excited. They've been waiting for this debate. It's been equated to something like a major sporting event because, there were some 50 million people that watched the last one, and there's been so much build-up. And, of course, as we are learning, this could be the only debate that we have. This has been such a fast process, and we're now less than 2 months from this election. So a lot of eyes on what happens in Pennsylvania tonight.
OK, Phil, certainly all building up there. Well, John Hendren joins us now from Detroit in Michigan. About 300 voters watching the debate. What are voters expecting then from the debate where you are now, John?
Well, many voters really want to know who Kamala Harris is. Believe it or not, she's been vice president for 3.5 years, but there are a number of voters who say they need more information. The number one issue we're hearing from people is that they want to know about the economy. We are in Michigan, a state that has really been decisive. In 2016, Donald Trump won it. He won the election. In 2020, Joe Biden won Michigan, and he won that election. This time, it's really neck and neck within 1 percentage point in the most recent polls. But let me bring you to a voter who can talk a little about what the issues are here. We're at an event sponsored by the Detroit Association of Black Organizations. And I've got Rosie Withers here, and you're a Detroiter, right?
Yes, absolutely. Proud of it.
And I'm guessing you're voting for Kamala Harris based on your shirt.
You're absolutely correct.
So tell me why.
Because I feel that it's time this country needs a woman in charge. We definitely need a strong woman with influence, someone who's aware of policy and procedures, someone who's aware of people and people's feelings and the needs of the country. Not just the individual, but the country.